Welcome to Danish-InfoNews TV, your Danish English special report on RUC controversy, Bangladeshi students, program closure and political fallout. This report looks at RUC under pressure, resignations, program closure and political fallout over Bangladeshi students. Roskilde University, RUC, is at the center of a growing political storm in Denmark over its admission of international students, particularly from Bangladesh. The controversy has already led to the resignation of the university's board chairman, the closure of a master's program, and strong criticism from Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. Let's look at the surge in Bangladeshi students. In recent years, the number of Bangladeshi students in Denmark has grown dramatically. Across universities, almost 4,000 students from Bangladesh have been granted residence permits for studies in Denmark over the past 5 years. At RUC, nearly 200 master's students from Bangladesh enrolled in 2024, meaning that 1 in 6 new entrants came from that country. At the University of Southern Denmark, SDU, numbers have quadrupled with almost 400 new Bangladeshi students last year alone. Universities benefit financially from admitting non-EU students who pay tuition fees and are not entitled to Danish study grants, SU. According to internal RUC documents, tuition-paying international contributed 31 million krona to the university's financial recovery plan in 2024. Professor of Management Accounting Pia Nikolai Bock has noted that the system is straightforward. Universities can set their own tuition fees, sometimes around 50,000 krona per semester, and additional students add revenue without significantly increasing costs. Why the money matters? University funding in Denmark. Danish universities rely on a variety of revenue sources with a strong emphasis on government subsidies. However, they face increasing pressure to diversify their funding to support both educational and research activities. This need for additional income stems from several key factors. State subsidies. The Danish government remains the primary funder of universities, providing grants for both education and research. Education funding is closely tied to the taximeter system, where universities receive money for each student who successfully passes exams. This creates a direct link between student performance and university income. External research funding. A growing share of revenue comes from competitive grants, from Danish research councils, private foundations, and EU programs such as Horizon Europe. While valuable, this system encourages universities to chase funding priorities, sometimes at the expense of basic research. International students. Tuition fees from non-EU, EEA students are one of the few areas where universities can generate direct income. Since EU, EEA students study for free, universities increasingly target international students to strengthen their budget. Scholarships for these students are limited, making enrollment both financially attractive and strategically important, though not always reliable. Systemic reforms and financial pressure. Reforms have pushed Danish universities to become more performance-oriented, emphasizing efficiency, external funding, and societal value. As budgets remain tight, universities seek new revenue streams to maintain quality and competitiveness. Against this backdrop, RUC's reliance on international students, particularly from Bangladesh, was not unique, but part of a broader financial strategy across the Danish higher education sector. Concerns about misuse of the study visas. While universities gain financially, critics argue that many students from Bangladesh are exploiting the system to gain access to the Danish labor market rather than for academic purposes. International students may legally work up to 20 hours a week and bring spouses who can work full-time. According to a study by the trade union 3F, the number of Bangladesh in traditional blue-collar jobs has tripled, surpassing even the numbers brought in through Denmark's official fast-track labor scheme. The academic performance of Bangladeshi students has also raised concerns. A government study found higher dropout rates, 13% in the first year, compared to 4% for other international students, and significantly fewer top grades. Only 3% of Bangladeshi students achieved the highest grades, compared with 17% among other internationals. Berlingske has also uncovered a network of agencies and websites in Bangladesh that market study visas to Denmark as a pathway into the labor market. These services highlight not only access to education, but also the opportunity to work and to bring family members. Political explosion. The issue reached the highest political level when the Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, addressed her party's annual Congress in Aalborg on September 13. Referring specially to Bangladesh and RUC, she accused the university of neglecting its social responsibility. It is, in my view, obvious that this is outright misuse of our student schemes. As a government, we will put a stop to it. The Prime Minister stressed that she did not believe 1 in 6 new RUC students from Bangladesh were in Denmark solely to study. Her intervention followed months of reporting by Berlingske and Frihedsbrevet, which revealed both the financial motives behind RUC's admission strategy and the government's awareness of the issue. Internal emails show that as early as January 2023, universities like Copenhagen and Aarhus had warned the Ministry of Higher Education and Science about the surge in Bangladeshi applicants. The Technical University of Denmark had also raised alarms with the ministry led by Christina Egelund. Resignations and drastic measures at RUC. The mounting pressures has led to immediate consequences at RUC. On September 15, board chairman Carsten Toft Boesen announced he would resign by the end of the month. At the same time, the university declared it will close its business administration and leadership master's program, one of those with the largest intake of Bangladeshi students. Only currently enrolled students or those with a legal right of admission will be able to complete the program. Rector Hanna-Lith Andersen called the decision a drastic but necessary step to calm down the situation and contribute constructively to solving what she described as a sector-wide problem. On September 17, RUC's board appointed Vice Chair Dia Forkhammer as acting chair. In a press release, she acknowledged the Prime Minister's criticism. "We lost control over admissions of foreign students, and we should have acted earlier." A national political headache. The RUC controversy has quickly become a broader political problem for the government. The Social Democrats' reputation as tough on immigration is being tested, with opposition parties seizing the opportunity to accuse the government of being too lenient. Several parties have called for the resignation of Higher Education Minister Christina Egelund, arguing that the ministry failed to act despite being informed long in advance. Danish People's Party politicians have gone so far as to label the Bangladeshis fake students from fake universities, demanding immediate deportations. Liberal Alliance has proposed creating a negative list of countries, including Bangladesh, Nepal, and Iran, whose citizens would be barred from studying in Denmark. Let's look at the bigger picture. For RUC, the crisis underscores the tension between universities' financial realities and their societal responsibilities. For the government, it exposes vulnerabilities in the students' visa system, which critics say is being used as a backdoor to the labor market. The case has already cost one program and one chairman at RUC, but it may yet have wider consequences for Denmark's immigration and education policies, for the reputation of Danish universities, and for the political future of Higher Education Minister Christina Egelund. This concludes our special report on RUC and the Bangladeshi student controversy. We've covered the financial pressures facing universities, the concerns over visa misuse, and the political response shaking Denmark's higher education sector. For more detailed analysis and breaking news on education and politics in Denmark, make sure to subscribe to Danish-InfoNews TV. Your subscription keeps you informed, engaged, and ahead of the story.